everyone, welcome to the Assure of New Horizontals of Science and Technology. I don't know if you have ever had such an experience when passing by the factory. You see the robotic arm accurately assembling parts lying on the sofa at home. The sweeping robot sweeps the room clean by itself, even in the nursing home. Seeing the old man holding the electronic seal and gently touching the prognosis in this science are all what we wait today. The call of the chat robot. From the iron giant that only existed in science fiction movies in the past to the particle helper who has entered factories, farmland, and families. Robots have long jumped out of imagination and integrated into life. In the next 12 minutes, we will talk to you in three parts. First, look at the hardcore labor model, industrial and agriculture, then dive into the interesting code knowledge of the robot circle, and finally feel the warm partner who occupies us. I guarantee that everyone will find out that the original robot not only has cold iron shells, but also a lot of cuteness. First of all, leave it to you to show us the performance of robots on the production line.
Thank you, Albert. When it comes to robots, many people's first reaction is robotic arm in the factory. But today's industrial robots are no longer dangerous machines that can only be watched from afar, but collaborative robots that can work side by side with workers. For example, the UR5E of Universal Robots. You can imagine. Its robotic arm is equipped with dense force sensors. How high is the sensitivity? If the worker accidentally touches its arm during operation, it will stop moving immediately in 0.1 seconds, faster than we raise our hands to avoid scenes previously. A mobile phone factory used it to install cameras. The process was that workers took the mobile phone, motherboard, and aligned the position. The UR5E used a tiny screwdriver to screw the screws. In the past, a worker installed up to 20 units in an hour. Now, people and robots can install 60 units in an hour, which has tripled the efficiency, and in 2 years, there has never been a safety accident, and it has really achieved fast and safe. In addition to factories, robots have also become new famous in the field. Let's say Japan's tomato picking robot. Its eyes are high-definition cameras, which can judge whether tomatoes are ripe or not by their color and luster. It does not touch green tomatoes, and it does not pick half ripe ones, but only looks for the bright ripe ones. It is more gentle when it is picked. Its hand is a soft claw made of silicone. Just like we pinch the science fruit with our fingers, It gently picks the tomatoes without breaking the peel. I have tried a greenhouse. This robot can pick 800 kilograms of tomatoes a day, which is equivalent to the amount of 5 farmers squatting in the shed for a whole day. You should know that the temperature in the greenhouse can reach more than 35 degrees in summer. Farmers are prone to heat stroke if they squat for a long time. Now there are robots to help, and farmers only need to check the quality of picking, which is much easier. Moreover, these agricultural robots can also remember remembering the location. It will put the results of each tomato tree in the system. Next time you pick it, you will know which tree was picked last time and which tree has not just borne new fruit. It will not be missed or repeated. It is clearer than what people will remember.
The robots mentioned by Angela are also reliable, but in fact there is also a lot of cool knowledge in the robot circle that makes people laugh out loud. Today I will give you a look. The first robot in the world is actually a drama actor. In 1921, a play waiter in the Czech Republic wrote a play called Russian Universal Robot. The robot in it was an artificial man made of chemicals. At first, he was mentioned as a slave by humans and later resisted. At that time, the word robot came from Czech word robota, which means slave of forced labor, and it was not until later that it slowly became the correct meaning of robot. So strictly speaking, the ancestor of the robot is the character in the play, not the machine in the laboratory. There is a robot called Shaki, which was researched by Stanford in United States in 1966. It looks particularly retro, like an aero combined with wheels, with cameras and antennas on it, and it will say when walking, so it is called Shaki. But don't look at it. It is the first robot in the world that can think. For example, if you tell it to bring the book on the table, it will turn around the table first to see if there are any obstacles. If there is a chair blocking the road next to it, it will not hit it, but will move the chair away a little first, and then walk over to get the book. It may be nothing now, but in the 1916, it was a revolutionary breakthrough. At that time, scientists called it an aerobox that can reason. Robots can also be lazy. There is a service robot in a foreign laboratory whose main job is to bring coffee to researchers. At first, it was quite diligent, but after a few months, the researcher found that every time it was given coffee, it had to wait 10 minutes to be delivered, which was much slower than before. Later, the programmer checked the code and found that there has an extra hidden instruction in the robot's stems. As long as the command of take coffee was received, a 10-minute delay would be automatically added. Some people guessed that the robot was tired, and some people said that it might be a bug in the code. But anyway, these robots that secretly touched the fish became an international celebrity in the laboratory. Later, the researchers deliberately added a rest mode to it so that it could rest for a while when it was tired.
After listening to Eva's code knowledge, do you think the robot is more cute? In fact, in our daily life, there are many robots slightly sending worms, such as a company robot. There is a sale robot called Paro in Japan, which looks like a plush toy. The whole body is white short velvet, the eyes are black round bottoms, soft to the touch, and there is a heating plate in its body, and the temperature is kept at about 38 degrees, which is similar to the body temperature of a real seal. Many nursing homes have bought it. A grandmother said she used to have a cat, but then the cat left. She has been very lonely until she had Paro. Every morning, Paro would squeak to wake her up. When she watched TV, Paro would rely on her lap. She touched Paro's head and Paro would rub her hand. It is just like the old cat. Now, Grandma talks to Paro every day and even shows off to the other old people. My little seal rubbed me again today. What's more intimate is that there is a sensor in Paro's neck, which can quietly detect the elderly's breathing and heartbeat. If the elderly's breathing becomes faster and the heartbeat is abnormal, it will tell the nurse station through a wireless signal, and the nurse can come to check it in time. Once, a grandfather suddenly felt dizzy. Paro detected that his heartbeat slowed down and immediately issued an alarm. When the nurse rushed over, the grandpa was just about to fall and they just helped him up. So now, the elderly in nursing homes called Paro's electronic pets and invisible bodyguards. In addition to accompanying robots, home robots are becoming more and more smart. For example, the current sweeping robot may have been lost in the past halfway through the scan. It couldn't find the charging seat or hit the sleepers as obstacles, but now the new model is different. It will first draw a map, write down your living room, bedroom, and kitchen, and even distinguish between the sofa bottom and bed bottom. If there is a cat litter box at home, it will deliberately bypass it and will not bring cat litter all over the floor. After sweeping the floor, it can also go back to the charging base to wash the mop by itself, without anyone doing it. A friend said in the past, she spent half an hour every day to sweep and mop the floor after work. Now, the sweeping robot will clock in all time, automatically start cleaning at 4 p.m. When she comes home from work, the house is already clean, which saves a lot of time.
At this point, have you found that the robot is not a cold air alarm at all?
They are the efficient partners in the factory and the info-saving helpers in the format, helping us make trouble simple.
They are still technology cuties with a little temper, occasionally lazy, occasionally silly, very down to earth.
More importantly, they can become warm partners, accompanying the elderly to relieve burden, help us share housework, and make life warmer.
Of course, the current robots are not at the level of helping with homework. But they will definitely bring more surprises in the future. That's all for today's New Horizon of Science and Technology. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.